What's up, guys? This is episode 6 of Game News and Things. I am the 1BG, along with my partner, Platinumane. We have an exciting show for you, but first, we are going to talk about what we have been up to this past week. So, Platinumane, what have you been spending your time playing?
I've mostly just been spending time playing Skyrim. Mostly, got back into that one, continuing my Let's Play. I think I just hit maybe level 20 in the game, so I'm playing it pretty slowly. Otherwise, I've been playing a little bit of Battlefield every now and then, but that's basically about it. I have been busy with school and that, so just been playing just been playing Skyrim basically. How about you?
Oh, well, I've been playing I played a lot of Civ 6. I kind of play that in like big chunks. I play for like 4 or 5 hours at a time, and then I won't play for the next like 3 or 4 days.
Gotcha.
I played my summer car again. Still, I
hmm
finally getting the hang of driving. I hopped back into Minecraft and playing I think it's the Hermit pack for 1.10.
Gotcha.
And then some Rainbow Six Siege. I got that on sale. It was a free weekend this weekend, so I hopped on and started playing that on PC. And I was like, oh my gosh, I missed this game so much. So I got it and been playing that now. And a little bit of Skyrim here and there.
Gotcha.
So, quite a bit. So,
hmm
tell me, like, about your Skyrim adventure. Like, how are you playing it? What sort of dude are you?
I am currently a Breton. Uh, they're known to be probably the best class in the game, just overall, because they have a constant, like 50% resistance to all magic. And being that a lot of the dragons just deal magic stuff, it's kind of nice to go up against. But I'm an archer. That's basically what I try to do, some stealth archery. But yeah, I'm mostly just trying to get through the story. Right now, doing a lot of off-camera stuff, working on getting new armor and everything. But I'm just kind of taking my time, trying to really dive into the game because I haven't done much of that. I usually just keep creating new characters, beat the first dragon, and that's about it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm just kind of taking my time, enjoying it so far. But got an interesting thing planned up because of a new game coming out this week, so I'm pumped about that. If you gotta move Skyrim, I'm gonna be doing that Saturdays and Sundays on my channel, and then Watch Dogs 2 Monday through Friday, just so I can kind of still keep both series going, but still put in a lot onto Watch Dogs 2 while still keeping Skyrim going, not just throwing it to the curb.
Gotcha. So is Skyrim everything you had hoped for since you didn't really play a lot when it first came out?
I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do in the game. I mean, lots of stuff. I'm still surprised on what I can do because I like find all the random meat and that. Next thing you know, I realize, oh, hey, I could be cooking this crap for more stuff, like more like health it regens and stuff like that. I've just been like, oh, hey, cabbage heals 2 HP. No, I'm good. I don't need that right now.
Yeah.
Then turns out, oh, I could be cooking it.
Right.
I mean, the only thing about it though is when you cook it, it doesn't give up like any like a skill tree at all. It's
Oh,
like the
yeah.
one thing that doesn't give up a skill tree, so I'm still just like, nah, I'm good. I won't do that.
Right.
Um, I mean, the only thing I've had a problem with, I mean, we're gonna get down to it in some of the news, but it crashes, and I'm just like, why? This is I don't know how old year old game. It's a remaster. This should not crash this much. I've had about 4 crashes I think on camera I've edited out a couple of them, and then just off camera I still keep getting crashes. It's really starting to infuriate me. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna I'm not gonna stop playing it,
Right.
but it's just like every time it happens, I'm just like, really? Come on, guys. It's an old game. It should not crash this much.
Yeah, I feel you there.
And I am playing without mods, so that's not the thing crashing it.
Right. It was, yeah. We will get into that on our
Yeah.
in our news. So, let's move on to our news. And our first piece of news is some more information that we got from BlizzCon that is just kind of being published a little later, and it is about competitive mode. So, kind of what happened is uh, the skill rating in this season of the competitive match, it was still a little off. There was just a ton of platinums, and Jeff Kaplan's original idea was to have it more of like a bell curve where a disbursement within the middle tiers, so like silver, gold, and platinum, and then a smaller amount at the ends. And he said that it just got wrong, and then when they tried to fix it, a lot of people were getting really big skill rating losses, so they would go down a lot quicker than they would be going up, and that's because it was the system's way to try to fix the where they got placed, and a lot of people are angry about that. So now, apparently, in this next season, it will all be fixed, and hopefully, this last time, it will all be set in stone.
I mean, you're the big Overwatch kind of person.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Um, I mean, I feel like I always get placed in a good spot because I never really move up and I never really move down, and it's not like I'm a prolific Overwatch player anyways. So I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like I get placed in the right spot, but there is like a ton of platinums and not a lot of bronzes and whatnot, or the bronzes just don't talk about it much.
Yeah.
Um, but the other interesting thing is like at the end of last season, the competitive mode button just was gone, but now they're going to have a practice mode, which is just going to allow people to queue into essentially a ranked game without the
Losing like
without the
your
SR
skill.
points, which I
Mhm.
think is cool because I never really like quick play. So,
Gotcha.
you have anything else you want to say about Overwatch?
Not really. I still kind of every now and then play it. I just can't wait for the quick play thing to actually have the hero limit so I can just kind of grind my way up to competitive because I've on my Xbox One I'm still like only like 12 or maybe 15 and
Gotcha.
I just can't keep playing against six mays.
Right. Yeah, that's horrible. I think the patch, it is in the PTR right now,
Hmm.
and
I know that
season
is in the patch.
season 3 is coming up to an end pretty soon. I'm not
You
exactly
mean
sure when.
season two?
Yeah, season 2. Season 3 is starting. I think it's 2 weeks. They have a 2-week break. So,
So we could probably see it ending couple like this week. 2 weeks will be the beginning of December.
yeah. Yeah.
Sounds about right. Because
Mhm.
that's usually how it started is the beginning of a month.
Yes. Yeah. That would make the most sense. It'll either end it could end this Tuesday. Honestly, I haven't been keeping up a whole lot with uh,
Yeah.
the me playing Overwatch. I still love to watch competitive
Hmm.
Overwatch. I spend more time watching competitive Overwatch than actually playing it.
Yeah.
So enough about Overwatch, and
Overwatch.
let's talk about some more Blizzard stuff. And we have the Blizzard CEO making a statement that he says that they would love to see Warcraft 4 one day, but it is not the current focus. So a lot of people were hoping to possibly see some Warcraft 4 news announced at BlizzCon, but there was none. And he goes
No.
on to say essentially that right now, those real time strategy games just are not uh, up to par of essentially what people want to be playing. Like right now, it's League and Dota as
Yeah.
being like the two big sort of over the top strategy sort of games, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know if you really consider them
Mhm.
strategy games, but like I think Blizzard is just they're more focused on Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch and probably World of Warcraft. And those are their big thing and Hearthstone. Those are their big things right now. So adding another Warcraft game just isn't
Yeah. Not a good thing.
their
I mean,
main focus.
I think what they should. I mean, yes, for Warcraft is kind of similar. I think I've never really played a Warcraft game to StarCraft.
Yep, it is.
I think I get you want to play stuff in the world of play a different kind of game in the world, the lore of World of Warcraft. I get that, but that is not where I would want to see that. I want to see more StarCraft because that's what StarCraft is the real-time strategy game, and then keep World of Warcraft there, and then do a StarCraft 3 for their real-time strategy game. Diablo 3 is their dungeon crawler. Their World of Warcraft's their MMO. Overwatch is their first-person shooter, and then Hearthstone's their card game, and Heroes of the Storm is their MOBA. Keep
Hmm.
it that way. I honestly don't want to see another Warcraft game.
Yeah, they don't really need it because
No,
they have all of their bases covered as it is right now.
exactly. I think they need to just kind of keep away from it. And honestly, just that's what I want is just you have each game in each category. Just keep it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, no need to overhaul
Hmm.
a certain category. So let's move on from Blizzard now, and we're going to talk about some Mass Effect news. We have two pieces of Mass Effect news, actually. The first one is Mass Effect 2 and 3 are now backward compatible on the Xbox One. Are you interested at all in going back and playing either of these games, seeing as we have some more news about Mass Effect Andromeda?
Not really.
Not really.
For me, I'm just not a big. I don't think that game would. I've played parts of 1 and 2, so I'm just like, man, I'm good right now. I don't, because we're gonna have a bunch of games coming out. I mean, it sounds like it's gonna be a completely different story, maybe a couple tie-ins
Mm-hmm.
to the old one, but Andromeda, I get why they're making it backwards compatible,
Right.
but in all honesty, I'm just like, I I don't need to play it if I want to play Andromeda, but I
Right.
don't
Right.
see myself wanting to play Andromeda.
Okay. So let's talk about Andromeda then. And there was a leak through like one of those game vouchers sort of things, a digital
Mhm.
code sort of whatnot. And it says that it is playable on March 21st, 2016, which obviously the year was most likely a typo because
Yeah.
that would put that as it has been out this whole time. But March 21st seems like a possible release date for Andromeda.
Hmm.
And
I
this
mean,
all,
does that still like line up with that graphic novel that we were talking about a couple episodes ago?
I believe so.
So, I mean, that would make sense completely then.
Hmm. Yeah, so it looks like Mass Effect Andromeda has a tentative possible maybe release date of March 21st, 2017. So let's talk about everyone's favorite mobile game, Pokemon Go. And there was an update that got data mined, of course, and it
Hmm.
reveals Generation 2 monsters might be coming soon, along with the Pokemon that no one has caught yet and Ditto.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, thoughts on this, seeing as you're kind of more of the Pokemon Go guy?
I mean, the other thing from the update is they completely updated, like, there's now like capture streaks. So if you capture one Pokemon a day, you get extra experience. Pokestops, you get extra items from there. Um, I mean, my biggest thing is I can't wait for actually Gen 3, because that was the first game I ever really played that I can remember. I know I played Crystal, but I mean, meh. Honestly, I think before they should unleash Gen 2, they should have done something with the legendaries a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah. Why haven't they released those yet?
Because, I mean, yeah, sure, we're gonna get Ditto once the people will eventually figure out how to catch Ditto,
Right.
but we have yet to get a the freaking legendary birds and Mewtwo. But yet they're like, oh hey, here's Gen 2. You don't need to worry about the legendaries at all.
Right.
Like, really? No, we want our legendaries because I know there's a lot of people out there now who have their full Pokedex in the game.
Mhm.
Because it's now been, I don't know, almost 4 months, I believe it is now. So we're getting up almost to halfway. Still don't know about legendaries, even though we figured out what their highest level is and stuff like that. But yet we haven't had any hints on, hey, you can go get them now.
Yeah.
But it's just like, guys, don't give us Gen 2 yet. Give us the legendaries from Gen 1. You haven't finished Gen 1.
Yeah, let us finish Gen 1 first.
Yeah, let us finish Gen 1, then you can give us Gen 2.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're planning on, but hurry up.
Yeah.
I don't want, hey, here's the legendary birds. Next week, here's Gen 2. I want to, I want it to be kind of spaced out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they should have done when people started dropping off like a month or two ago. Then you just be like, hey, here's the legendary birds and Ditto. Here's how to go get them, or they're now available. You can go try to
Mhm.
find them.
Yeah. My
Not.
big question is like obviously Pokemon Go has had a steep drop off from what it used to be.
Mhm.
I wonder like does this actually get people to come back?
I
Cuz
would.
like for the most part like a lot of people have like that main connection with Gen 1,
Hmm.
and the people that don't have that tight of a connection with Gen 1 probably have it with later ones,
Yeah.
and they're waiting for those anyways. So my question is like, do the people who have already kind of been done with this, like, do they actually come back just to see these new ones? And what is the rare, like, do they just get rid of Gen 1 altogether and put Gen 2 in here? Or is there just that many more Pokemon walking about? Or is it harder now to catch Gen 1? Like, I have a lot of questions, like, how does this affect what is out there right now?
Hmm.
Like, I've stopped playing Pokemon Go completely, and honestly, I probably won't even go back for Gen 2. And I really like the Gen 2 Pokemon, but I don't know, it just doesn't. It was cool while it when it first started, and it was like that unique sort of stuff, but now I'm kind of over with it now. And if it would have came out sooner, I would have been more anxious to get about.
Hmm.
But now that it's gonna be winter and it's gonna be cold, I'm like,
Yeah.
I ain't going out walking around and trying to catch some Pokemon.
Exactly. I mean, that was the thing, because I know people are gonna get that they have been getting back into it since this update, because I know YouTubers are now putting out videos again of Pokemon Go, because something's happening.
Uh,
Hey, Gen 2's coming, guys, get ready. But I mean, they are coming back to it, is the cool thing. So at least it's something.
gotcha. So let's go on to our next piece of news, and that is YouTube hopping on the HDR bandwagon. So now they allow HDR videos.
hmm I mean, they should now since Pro's out,
Yeah,
because that's what Pro was able to do. So hey, here you go. Now YouTube can do it for you guys. I mean, they should do it, so it's a good thing that they are doing it.
right. And now there's a lot more TVs that support HDR, and HDR is just becoming a more popular and more
hmm
common thing. So,
Yeah, I mean that just shows that also. I mean, in my eyes, video games people, lots of other companies do look at video games for TV and what to fix on their TVs.
right.
Just, hey, HDR's out on PlayStation 4. Here's a HDR TV. Here you go. Boom,
Mhm.
done. So, I mean, it shows that actually video games aren't dying like we kind of thought they were going to be after PS3 and Xbox 360. And now we're booming.
Mhm. Yeah, video games kind of shape a lot of the electronic industry.
hmm
So, EA has filed a trademark for a new Need for Speed name, and that is Need for Speed Arena. Um, honestly, I'm not a racing game sort of person. I honestly, the last racing game I played, maybe like a Mario Kart game. I don't think I haven't played like an actual Need for Speed, or I don't even know what any other racing games are. So, did you play any of the Need for Speed games?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I've
What are your
played
thoughts on
basically
this?
every single one of them. Um, I don't like the name at all.
Okay.
Arena seems like it's going to be a small game stuck in a little area that you're fighting each other. I don't want that. Need for Speed is known for being its open worlds or semi-open worlds. That, but it's just like, no, I don't want that. I do not want a small game. I
Right.
mean, and the other thing is, so the most recent Need for Speed did the live action like cutscenes. They were terrible. It completely put me off the game. I was playing it nonstop, and then I'm like, God, I really don't like these cutscenes and that.
Mhm.
I liked Rivals a little bit. I mean, Need for Speed's kind of falling down in the list for me.
Gotcha.
The last Need for Speed game that I truly enjoyed was Most Wanted.
Okay.
Where, I mean, that was like my favorite one, but I mean, a lot of these other ones, their more recent ones are kind of falling down. They were kind of, it seemed like that they were trying to do like the seasonal or like the yearly Need for Speed games.
Yeah.
I don't want that at all. Give
So,
me a
what
Need
do
for Speed
you
Underground.
what do you want from this one? Like what does Need for Speed need to do differently this time around to make you want to play it?
I want another Need for Speed Underground game.
So what does
Cause,
that entail? Because I don't know what that
so
means.
that Need for Speed Underground, they kind of tried to do with the Need for Speed that came out last year, I think it was, where it was completely open world. There was a bunch of different challenges. You could customize your car completely. It's just they tried to make a story out of it. Don't. Need for Speed is not a game for a story, basically. Because what I want is a Most Wanted and an Underground game put together. So with Underground, with all the car customization, the fun drifting mechanics that were in the game, where it seems like you were almost going a 180 drift around. Those were fun. It was a blast. The world was huge. And then Most Wanted was, hey, all these cars are hidden around the world. Then when you unlock them, you unlock different races. You can upgrade from there. And then the whole point of that game is you start at the bottom, work to your way to be the most wanted car racer there is. That's the story that it needs to be for Need for Speed, because it's racing games have a rough time of putting a story to
Right.
them. All you are is racing.
Uh-huh.
There's really no story. Don't put a story in, or at least put that minuscule one where, hey, you're this no namer driver. Make your way where you have to fight the top 10 of them. When you knock one out, you get their car and you move up the ranks until you're number one.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Sounds like that's how a racing game should be.
Exactly, but then Need for Speed tries to put the story in, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
don't put these corny actors in. That's not what these games are.
Yeah.
Even if you look at story games, so like the Mass Effects, Uncharted, and all of them,
Right.
they don't use real actors for their cutscenes. They use those characters.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's what we want. Don't bring in real people for these games.
Yeah. All right. So we were talking about Skyrim at the top of the show. So
Hmm.
now let us talk about what Skyrim is doing currently. And there was a patch. The patch just got released on PC, so no more crashes for PC players. But as of let's see, the 9th of November, there was a patch that got released that caused the game to crash on all of the platforms, PC, PS4, and Xbox One. And now this new patch is coming out, well, is out on PC, will be coming out later for Xbox and PS4 about fixing these crashes. So lots of uh, bug fixes coming up.
Hmm. Yeah, fix those stupid crashes. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Yeah, I feel. I mean, the nice thing is they have been fairly quick about it. Um,
Yeah, but it should not be crashing.
yeah, and it wasn't the game being released with these crashes either. It was the patch 1.1 that got sent out that ended up messing stuff up. So
Hmm.
they tried to like just fine tune it, ended up making it worse, and now they have to go back and fix it again.
Yeah, fix your
So
shit.
yeah, as long as they get it all together, it'll all be good. So, do you have anything else you want to say about that?
Fix it.
All right.
That's it. I mean, it should not be crashing for a 5-year-old game. Or at least it should not be crashing this much.
Yeah. So, let's talk about the two big roller coaster games that are coming out this week, I believe. I think so. Yes. These are coming out this week. However, they won't be in our section about what games are coming out because I didn't put them in there. So, we're going to talk about them now. So, Roller Coaster Tycoon World, currently in early access, is now going to leave early access and be released November 16th. However, that is one day before Planet Coaster, which is a new roller coaster game, being released November 17th. Quite interesting.
Hmm.
A very, like, a long history roller coaster tycoon game decides to all of a sudden release their game right before a possible newcomer.
Hmm.
They're trying to get out there, and I mean, I don't blame them. I just
Yeah, I mean, the weird thing is they're really kind of different kind of games.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, Roller Coaster Tycoon World, very cartoonish and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Just kind of place coasters where you want them to be. But if you've ever seen stuff about Planet Coaster, this game is insane on the like small details you can do. It's, I mean, it's hard to really explain. I mean, it does still have the cartoonish look.
Right. It is a tycoon game, so.
Yeah, but you can literally fine tune everything. And by everything, I really do mean everything.
Mhm.
I believe on like park signs, you can change to write what you want them to say. You could put a little forest park, like that you kind of just can have them like walk through. You place every single tree in the exact location you want it to be in. And I'm like, oh my God, almost a little too insane right now.
Right. It'll be interesting, especially like an old franchise versus a new franchise within a day, and we'll see how each one gets supported. And
hmm
my big thing is this game is coming out of early access. Like, are they releasing it just to release it to compete with their competitors, or are they releasing it because they actually think it's ready?
hmm
So hopefully it's the second, where they're releasing it because it's actually ready and not just to release it because they have to beat their competitors to the market.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might check out one of these because I'm interested in them.
I mean, I like Tycoon games completely.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
them so much.
yeah. I've been
Like
wanting to play something along these lines. So
hmm like Zoo Tycoon.
yeah,
I don't know how many hours I put into that game.
yeah.
Sims. I have no clue how many hours I put into all of the games.
Too many.
It's insane. But I love Tycoon games, so I mean, I don't know if which one I would do, but I mean, obviously I'll wait a little bit. I don't want to
Yeah,
jump right into them right now because we've got a lot of games coming out that I want to play. So
yeah,
I might wait on those ones, but I mean, I don't know. I know I have Sims on here, so I might just go and play that.
yeah. So let's get our daily dose of PS4 news. The PS4 Pro is being put through its paces currently by Digital Foundry, and it's not looking too hot for them under certain
Nope.
circumstances. So, some games, The Last of Us Remastered and Skyrim, these are the ones that they list in this article, have some problems with frame rate dropping, which is kind of, I don't consider that acceptable.
No.
Um,
Nope. Not acceptable at all.
yeah. So I mean,
You make
on a
it.
nice TV, it runs well, or fairly well. It dips a little
Mhm.
bit. However, if you put the PS4 Pro on a regular non 4K, non Ultra TV, it does a lot worse because it's
No.
trying to do all this
Um,
extra stuff.
yeah, I don't. It should not do that crap.
Yeah. So, like, the problem that it's facing that I'm able to put into non super scientific terms is the PS4 Pro is trying to output at a higher resolution than the TV is able to accept, and then the TV is trying to downscale it, and then doing that extra work of outputting into a higher resolution to only lower the resolution is causing the frame rates to drop
Mhm.
and get some downsamples. So you're just getting worse frame rates. However, a standard PS4 Slim connected to that same TV is doing fine because it is not trying to upscale, downscale, all while staying the same. So I'm not sure how they're gonna fix this.
I don't know, but I feel like it should have been fixed before they released this thing.
Yeah.
Because they even made the claim saying, hey, if you don't have a 4K TV, don't worry, you're still fine. It will still run good. You'll get a little extra things from it. But then it's just like, what are you doing? You're running slow right now. But I just don't know. I mean, if you've listened to the episodes before, I don't support the Pro at all. Especially now, I've learned some new things on its pricing. It infuriated me even more. I'm just like, come on, guys. Really? You needed to make sure that this should have worked. You were a year before your Scorpio competitor comes out, and I have a feeling this Scorpio is going to put you guys to shame.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that
it is worth noting that there are plenty of titles that do work fine. It's just a certain case here or there.
yeah,
Not
like
to totally shame them.
well, yeah, but still.
I want people to know that it does work on certain cases. Sometimes it's a hiccup, which still isn't good. I mean, you want your hardware, like if it's to be called a pro, it should be running at pro level, and it's not
Mhm.
at always running
I
at
mean,
that pro level.
I think what they should do is they should put out a little slider on that thing and just say, "Hey, if you're not on a 4K TV, just push this. We can lower it down."
Yeah,
That should be in there.
yeah.
But
There should be, because I know there's settings where you can choose what frame rate you want it to display at. I don't know
mhm.
if it's the same with the other stuff as well.
Yeah. I mean, now especially since I figured out that it's only $100 more from their PS4 Slims.
Hmm.
Even don't support this thing even more because this really just told us something that they were really just trying to get it out here.
Yeah, yeah, and they honestly could have waited another year because they could have held on to it until Scorpio was released and released it at that same time.
Yeah, I mean they should just have made sure.
Hmm. So let's move on to Rainbow Six Siege news. The Ubisoft confirmed their rumor that there was going to be a year 2 stuff, and there is. This weekend was their season 3 finale over in Poland, and USA won, which is sweet. Finally, they lost to EU the last 2 seasons, so good for America. But more importantly, they talked about Red Crow stuff. They had a live demo of the new operators, and they announced that there is going to be season 2 support. Or not season
Year
2,
two.
year 2 support. However, we don't actually know what that is going to all entail, if it's going to be the same as year 1 stuff,
And
or
just
if it's going to be half as much. Either way, I think the fact that they are going to support it for year 2 is awesome. Especially, I mean, they have a bigger player base now than they did at the beginning. So I don't know why they wouldn't support it for year 2.
yeah. I mean, what do you feel? Like, are you pumped for it?
I am super pumped, especially because I just bought it today. So I'm like, hearing that they're going to give it a whole nother year, I'm like, yes, I made the right decision in buying it. and now I feel validated.
Mhm.
And I'm super pumped to see what they come out with. I saw the new operators, and there currently is a bug with Hibana, the offensive operator.
Mhm.
She will be fixed. Season Pass gets them on Thursday.
Oh, it comes out this week?
Yup. And then
Gotcha.
everyone else gets it on the 24th. I'm
All right.
so pumped.
Now, we should also let other people know, being that you just bought the game on
Yeah.
PC, you have played it before.
Yeah, I've played like 200 some hours on my PS4.
Exactly. Let's just make that sure
Yep.
people are clear
Yep.
that yes, you did buy it on PS4 before.
Yeah. I've been playing it since launch,
Gotcha.
roughly.
Just a good thing to just point out for all of our viewers here.
Yep. Yeah. I didn't just blindly hop in just this random weekend. But yeah, I'm super pumped that they have year 2 info. Hopefully coming soon. I'm excited. Especially
Hmm.
because if you do buy it, make sure if you plan on buying the season pass, I believe it is December 12th is the last day you can buy the season pass for year 1 to get all of that extra stuff added on. So possibly around that same time they may be releasing year 2 information, if not before that.
So, I mean, season season two will probably have a different season pass or year
Yes.
two.
Yep. Yeah, year 2 is almost definitely going to have a different season pass,
Gotcha.
which I'm fine with, especially if they have the same amount of content.
Hmm.
If they have 8 new operators with, I mean, season 1 or year 1 has 5 new maps because they're releasing University. Hooray.
About
Um,
time.
if they end up only having the 4 maps, which would be completely fine with me. 4 maps and 8 new operators, like holy cow, that is some good stuff. I'd be completely fine with that.
Hmm.
So let us hop into our last piece of news, and that is Nintendo
They're
released.
one mess up of their releases.
Yeah,
Because that's usually how it goes, is they usually say, hey, we're coming out with this thing. It sounds great, but there's one thing.
you can't buy them.
Hmm.
So this article is specifically for like a Toys R Us sort of thing that happened, but we're going to talk about it in more broad terms. Pretty much, the NES Classic was released on Friday, and it is extremely hard to get, pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about supply and demand in our new Patreon only podcast, which you can get if you donate $1 and become a sponsor to us that way. But we're going to talk about just the NES here. So we both work in retail. We
Yeah.
both work at Target.
Hmm.
And I'll tell my little story first, and then you
All
can
right.
tell yours. So I work in the back room, and I got to work on that Friday. And I got there at like 6 a.m. like normal. And our doors open at 8. And we had 6 of these on hand. And we were sold out by 8:15, possibly sooner. And we had someone come in extremely angry because she looked online and it said that we had 6 on hand, but by the time she got there, all 6 had been purchased by either people coming into the store or people ordering them online. So it's crazy that we're only getting 6, but they're flying off the shelves. These are in pretty high demand. So you want to share your story?
Yeah. So, I mean, at my Target, because we both work at a different Target, um, my Target had 8 shipped to us because we were just, I guess, just a little bit of a bigger store. Um, But so what happened is the interesting thing is at our store we weren't allowing people to online order them,
Mm.
which when you said that you were allowed to, that was kind of interesting. But yeah, we only had 8. I didn't work in the morning, so I didn't really know uh how it went, but I recently found out that we had only 8 in stock, and when we opened at 8 a.m., there were 34 people standing in front of our door.
Wow.
And even our like main person of our store said, "Hey, we only have 8 of these bad boys. You're probably not gonna get one."
Yeah.
But no one left because they were all gonna fight for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, oh my gosh, 34 people show up and we only had 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting thing.
And now people are auctioning them off on eBay for
Hmm.
$5,000.
Yeah, an insane amount.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to say according to this about the Nintendo NES?
I mean, before I try to get into like our Patreon topic, it's just, they should have seen it coming at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an interesting idea on how that didn't pan out for them.
Agreed. So that's all we have for the news today. So we're going to talk about what
What?
games we have coming up. Did I miss one?
No, we're good.
Okay. Let's talk about the upcoming games for November 13th through the 19th. Number 1, we have Assassin's Creed Ezio Collection. Is this 3 games?
Yes.
Yes.
Brother 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations.
Okay, so you get 3 games for the price of 1.
Hmm.
Pretty cool. If you like Assassin's Creed,
I mean,
probably.
those are those, especially 2. They're
Yeah.
the best Assassin's Creed one there is.
Mm-hmm.
Minus some people say Black Flag, but still,
I
it's a
like it.
very they were all good.
Mm-hmm.
These Ezio ones were good because you get to follow just one,
Right.
so that's nice.
Uh, we're gonna skip this one for now, and we're gonna move on to number 3, which is Killing Floor 2,
Mhm.
which is
It's a zombie type game.
okay.
It's basically picture COD zombies, except a lot more blood and disgusting looking monsters.
Yep.
Is basically what it is.
Yes. First person.
Yep.
So we have 2 very big games coming up.
Hmm.
Which one of them is Watch Dogs 2,
Yes.
following in the footsteps of its predecessor, which did not do
Very good.
particularly well with the critics.
Or anyone.
Yeah,
Or a lot of people.
yeah. The majority
Because
of
I
people
liked it.
didn't like Watch Dogs. So now they're coming back with Watch Dogs 2, which seems quite different from the original.
It's very different
Yeah, looks a lot
from what
more
I've.
lighthearted,
Hmm.
more
A,
fun oriented, less serious.
a character you can actually relate to,
Yeah.
not this monotone,
Yeah.
single ideaed man. And the nice thing is you also get to like hack literally everything.
Yeah. So looks like they heard what everyone said was wrong with the first one and changed it with the second one.
Hmm. I can't wait.
Yeah, you're excited for this one.
Yup. Next week, there will be a couple of reviews from me on a couple games that are coming out this week. Because we still have one more that's kind of big in some people's eyes on that's
Yeah.
coming out.
We have a much how can I put this? A game that there's been a lot of leaks about. Not much
Mm-hmm.
secrecy behind this game, and that is Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yes.
I did not put it in the news above, but there was another leak about the version-specific Pokemon that came out. So there is, again, version-specific Pokemon to Sun and Moon. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
outside of the legendaries what is what.
Yeah, they did say a couple of them in trailers,
Mm-hmm.
but then it turns out there's a couple more.
Yep.
But I
So
mean,
of
are you
these,
excited for it?
not really.
Hmm.
I don't like
I
what they did to the first generation Pokemon by pretty much turning them tie-dye.
am.
I don't like many of the new Pokemon that I saw. They just look like reskinned old Pokemon.
Well, yeah.
So I probably won't get it. I'll probably, yeah, it's not high on my priority list. It would have
No.
been, honestly, I would have had a different mindset if I didn't see all the leaks.
Gotcha.
If I wouldn't have known what the Pokemon looked like prior to getting it, I would have got it day one. However, I saw the Pokemon and I was not impressed.
Hmm.
So, of these four, what is your top dog?
Are you trying to hint at what my top one is there?
Oh, I didn't. Pun not intended. No, I did not mean to do that.
Okay. I mean, for me, it's Watch Dogs 2.
Okay.
I
If I
mean,
had to pick of the four,
Mhm.
honestly, I'd pick Watch Dogs 2 as well.
I mean, recently I've just found myself just kind of watching videos on it, just kind of seeing what it's up to. The interesting thing is, I mean, yes, there's like the side missions in that, but other than like races, I don't know what other side activities there are in it. So
Yeah.
that's something that I'm kind of interested in. I like the character that's coming from Watch Dogs 2. I like the main playable character. I mean, a lot of people don't like the emoji electronic looking friend. I think he's hilarious because there's a couple gameplays of out, and from what he says, I mean, I like him. I like the character. They're just going for a lot, like a lighter kind of tone to it, which being a hacker, that's what it should be.
Hmm.
And the fact that I mean, the cool thing that I could just see a bunch of people, there's going to be so many interesting clips coming out from this game. Because, I mean, there's the multiplayer where you can play together with your friends, um, and you can literally hop on a car, hack it, and then, like, remote control the car.
Yeah,
So,
the car surfing thing.
yeah, that looks like fun. Or just, you don't even have to be on the car. I mean, and then there's this new thing saying you could get through the whole game without killing a single person. There's like 3 different kind of skill trees you can work on, like your gunmanship, your hacking, and then the other things called like trickster. It'll be interesting to see what comes from this. It looks like I've been saying, Assassin's Creed 1 to Assassin's Creed 2. The
Hmm.
huge jump that they did here is coming with this game, and I cannot wait.
Yeah. So that is all we got for today's episode. So I want to take a quick second here to plug our Patreon. So what we're gonna be doing, we kind of overhauled our Patreon account. Um, Let me open up our Patreon real quick so I can actually look at it and actually give you correct information. So blah blah blah.
Uh, while you pull it up, I'll do
Yep.
a little talking. Because the other thing is, we would like to have you guys in this podcast right now. So at the end, we do want to have some fan questions here. So, like we say at the end of every episode, you can find us on our Twitters. I'm Platinuming. You're the one BG, and in between each one, there's underscores for you. You can tweet at us there. We have our email for this podcast, but it's at the 1bg9413 at gmail.com. We have our Facebook group. You guys can post questions there. We want you guys to be in this podcast, so feel free, send us any questions you have. Doesn't have to be with gaming. I mean, we both like football. The 1BG is a little bit more into it, other than I am. You can send us your gaming questions, any questions you want to know about us. Do a little Q&A at the end. But certainly, guys, don't be afraid to just tweet at us. We'd be happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Yeah. Did you mention our Discord server?
No.
We also have a Discord server,
Mm-hmm.
which is also game news and things.
Yes.
You gain access to that, though, with a $1 pledge. You get all sorts of stuff with $1 per month. You get access to the Discord server, which is direct communication with us. You also get the MP3 of the audio, and you get the MP4 of the video. And you get access to our other podcast, which is going to be more of a big topic sort of thing. So, like, this week's topic is going to be about low availability for hardware at launch, and we're also going to talk about sort of the pop culture sort of stuff. So, Walking Dead, movie trailers, movies that are coming out, stuff along those lines, we'll be covering in the other podcast, which you only get if you are a Patreon subscriber. Yeah, that's about it for our Patreon account. Feel free to visit it at patreon.com/game news and things.
We do have goals on there also.
Yep. Yeah, some big goals. Our first goal is $20 per month, and we will start to do this podcast with face cams.
Mm-hmm. And we'll try to live stream it.
Yes, yeah, we'll live stream it to Twitch most likely, because that's how I know how to do it. Yeah. And then $40 per month, we will set up a specific forum website just for our community where you can ask anyone questions and could end up on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Did you cover all of where they can find us at?
I mean, I just kind of did just like our Twitters and that. But
okay.
For me, it's platinuming basically everywhere. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. PSN is Nitsua. Austin backwards is Nitsua. And then 6991. Xbox One, or just Xbox Live, is Ding Futsie. So it's just Ding, like the sound, and Futsie is FUTTSIE.
And I am the 1BG on Twitter with underscores in between each word. And I am the 1BG Gaming on both Twitch and Twitter. No, Twitch and YouTube. That's what I meant. And, yeah, you covered our Facebook and our Patreon account.
Both game news and things.
And that's the show. Peace.